Hello and welcome back to Goosebumps HorrorTown Revisited Special. If you're watching this currently right now, then you would be happy to see that we're bringing a meme into this thing. It is Christmas in July, because most of the videos I've been posting, trying to catch up, seems like it's this Christmas stuff, and you know what, in hot summers, we might as well have something nice to chill out and remember all the good old times back in the ye old days, and quite honestly, it is somewhat interesting. Yeah, and then by the time this video does come out, it will be my birthday would have been past, and if you're curious, I am recording this during my birthday, so happy birthday to me. Oh dear, man, even on my birthday I work. I digress though. Welcome back. So, let's talk about the Deck of the Christmas Presents book, and this is here. Now, I've mentioned how it was weird how they decided to make Haunted Halloween based off from the actual movie, not from a book, and then they did the same thing with this one here, despite that there's actually a book that this is referencing from, but they decided to make it their own thing. This just doesn't make sense anymore. It's just, whatever. Okay, fine. Whatever, I'm dropping it. Yeah, but I did make a mention during the Attack of the Christmas Presents back in 2018 how that whole thing went about and the history behind it and some of the interesting stuff. I'll mention it here and there during the plot, but nah, that's not the point. What is the point is an interesting, unique character in the game. Now, technically, this is an OC, like, it's an actual original character that's not a part of the whole thing. Although, you could argue maybe he kinda is. Needless to say, it's basically Kris, or Santa in the sense. So Kris looks something like this. He's a bit of an old gentleman. Fortunately, I don't have a nice premium picture of him, but this is the good one I got. And then, of course, we got good old Santa, and he looking a bit evil. He's like an evil Santa, like, you know, not to be confused like, say, Krampus, but he's certainly evil in the in-game models that was provided by the We Are Play company that tend to, either it's a company or it's a group, I don't know what it is, but they obviously had some help with this type of stuff. An image of a Christmas present. This one is a green ribbon, red present orient, and then in-game model we have the white and red ribbons here, and you know, that's basically it as far as things go. There is other ones like, say, Marty, and then monster form, but we never really got into that, which is unfortunate. That would have been an interesting kind of animation, but whatever, I guess. Well, I mean, if there is ever going to be a next time, but whatever. And there was also something I'll mention here, is that during this time, Satyr was also introduced during this update, and what was interesting about him is that technically he was permanent after that, but his questline that came with him actually follows suit during the events of the Attack of the Christmas Present. So if you're wondering what with the whole present thing, and that's why, because it was linked to this. So now you know the understanding that when you're playing Satyr's questline, that it's basically a Christmas episode. And before we continue on with the actual gameplay video, I might as well mention, or might as well show this. It can't be a video without showing a Playboy vampire picture, isn't it? Let's do that right now. So here's this picture here. It is Kris himself, and there's Susie Snowflake again, mentioning her. She actually does appear in this episode. And yeah, of course, there's Andy because they're trying to do something there. There's the Christmas present enemy on the back there, and of course they had the little Grunk, because why not? I actually feel like I do like the little Grunk character enemy thing. That was part of this scenario. Now, one thing I'll mention before we move into the gameplay. I know I said I was supposed to do the other one, but you know me. I tried to linger on, trying to make this video longer than it should be. But, you know, I don't think you actually mind about that type of stuff. That is the fact that during the 12 Scream of Christmas playthrough, I didn't mention and commented a person in question who actually made a reference to doing the Susie Snowflake thing. If you're curious about that, I advise you to go check that playlist out, because I did mention it and I did pointed out here. Although we're not going to get to the whole Susie Cookie Speedway Zone thing, that will be for next part, because this is a two-parter. That will be interesting. That kind of come with art too, but I figure I might as well point that out. That this did indeed come from an online review site that does a lot of like Point Horror, or Point, I think it was Point Horror, or Point Terror, and other stuff from R.L. Stine, like say Fear Street, and they did stuff with Goosebumps. But yeah, I digress. Anyways, we're gonna jump in. So before we go into the main story, we have to talk about Kris's story. And if you're familiar with my 2019 playthrough, then it's the same song and dance here again. Now, the reason why this is the case is because when the update finally hit back in December of 2020, this quest popped up with Kris, and I didn't get access to the actual event, or not the book bundle, because of this whole scenario. So because of that, we're gonna jump right into the actual game here and see where this takes us. So we're gonna look into Kris's story again. So let's start with him, shall we?
Kris's story. Kris is a regular guy, but he doesn't want to accept his fate. He aspires to be a rock star someday. However, his path to greatness is mostly unusual. It consists of doing nothing with his life. Ha ha ha!
No, Mother, I'm doing great. I won't be able to visit. You know I've got work. Yes, I'll call you later. Bye. Santa Claus had the right idea. Visiting people only once a year. Maybe that's why I make a good Santa. But I wish I could be a star instead of dressing up. Oh well, the pay isn't bad and it'll be over soon. What I hate about office Christmas parties is having to look for a job the next day.
Now, drink some coffee, dress like Santa, obtain some sewing boxes. I think this was the same from last year, or not last year, but 2019. Yeah, I guess last year during this time, so I guess I am correct. But anyways, I'll zoom in here. So this is him drinking his coffee. That's nice. I do like the fact that his in-game model makes him like a very old man. And I don't know the whole thing about that. It's just so weird with Kris as a whole. It's interesting because he's supposed to be the Santa Claus from the Santa's Helpers storyline, but he kind of isn't, because they've made it into its own thing, if you know. And yeah, we just have to deal with this whole thing, the whole song and dance. But what's funny about this too, I'm looking back this playthrough and I'm like, oh yeah, there's the Christmas bundles of Marcus and Susie, and then now they're gone because some time has passed and I've already gotten them because of a video, which you probably have seen before. So yeah, we got that. So let's have him dressed like Santa. So this is his Santa persona, everybody. Let's look at this. Man, look at him. He looks all worn down and, you know, shaggedy. He really fits in with HorrorTown, doesn't he? When you think of a Santa Claus for, like, scariness, you think this guy. And, yeah, evil Santa. Ah, man. I guess that was an interesting way they went about this, because originally when I was like, oh, they're going to do 12 Screams of Christmas, because that's the only book that has Christmas in it. But it's like, nope, we got this one. Short stories. Oh, okay, well, that's kind of cool. Wasn't expecting that, but it is what it is. Let's continue with his story.
Come to Toys and Crafts Shop, the #1 spot for gifts this Christmas.
The voice. Kris? Oh, wow. I almost couldn't recognize you. Nice beard, by the way.
Oh, hey, Satyr. Want to talk for a minute before I lose my mind dealing with these kids?
Sure, Kris. So what's with that getup?
I'm Santa Claus. Can't you tell from my outfit?
Santa? Didn't that guy wear green?
I'm curious on what the relationship is with Satyr and Kris here.
Christmas is about hope, charity, joy, and peace. And Santa? He stands for everything good. Sounds like a portraying that guy's a noble profession, right? I know, right? It makes you feel really good inside. It's not glamorous, but hey, maybe you could play Santa next year too. You've gotten the beard, so maybe you can pull it off.
Huh. Me being Santa. Sure. Maybe I could try that next Christmas.
That would be a funny sight. I mean, you saying ho ho ho.
By the way, we never got into Seder Santa at all. Well, I'm very disappointed. Rest at Mother's home. By the way, this makes no sense because he comes with the Chris's Claus abode, right? It's supposed to be like this weird Santa Claus house type thing. For a guy who hates Christmas, he certainly likes living in a house that's basically about Christmas, but I digress. But what's weird about his whole shtick is this whole, I'm just kind of going through all the characters that can give me the items so that you don't have to worry about it so much. What was it when I was about to say with Kris? Oh yeah, and he's at his mother's house, the Claus abode. No, this is your house. I don't know what that's whole thing about. And the new special books in your collection, the that monster thing, and my book. Monster thing, my book and the attack. I can't wait to talk about my book when that comes in. Hello, Santa.
Oh, hello, kid. Aren't you a little too big to be visiting Santa?
Hey, I'm not fat. You can't say stuff like that to me.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
Whatever. Just give me the latest Ghoulopolis for Christmas, alright?
Oh, sure. Why not? I'll ask Mrs. Claus for the latest copy.
Santa's fat-phobic confirmed.
What happened to Rudolph if the movie ended? I don't know, kid. It was just a movie. I mean, you wanted a rocket for Christmas? Sure, kid. I'll get you a rocket. Totally doable. You're not sure whether you want a car or a boat for Christmas? Well, why not ask for both? Ho ho ho! Now if you have to excuse me, my shift is ending.
Oh, hello, manager. What's up? What? I'm fired? Why?
But plays the Santa motorbike, which is interesting, and take a ride in his motorbike. On your motorbike. What do you mean on your motorbike? I have no motorbike. He has one, though. I'm going to show off that cool motorbike. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Yeah, look at that. That's Santa bike. That actually came from Snoopy's Town Tale, by the way. That's interesting, right? Oh, and you got the monster tree behind there looking like it's about to eat the tree. Tree eating tree. That's like cannibalism for trees, isn't it? Anyways, let me try to see if I can get him, and now we're going to do this weird thing where we're going to collect on him stuff. Now, there is a joke coming. Oh, yeah, and if you're wondering, how did he get fired? Well, don't worry, that will come eventually later on. Sorry for the jitter in this. I'm trying to follow this man. Yeah, so it will make sense later on. Don't worry about that. It is going to be funny because you'll end up, unless you played it, you already know. But yeah, I did joke when this back 2019 that he kind of acted like the Joker, and you'll see why in a minute.
Man, I'm out on my ear with the holidays fast approaching. What they did to me was unfair. It was the fault of those kids. Oh well, more time for my music career. But even playing bass feels empty now. Maybe a motorcycle ride can clear my head.
Ho ho ho, we live in a society, people.
The more I think about it, the more the whole thing stinks. The spirit of Christmas? Ha! It's a joke. Christmas is nothing more than a rite of crass commercialism. In my Santa costume, my job was to sell more toys to make money for the boss. I wish I could find a way to strike back at the system.
I don't like the way you use those words. Place a snowman and find new hobbies. By the way, yeah, the new hobby thing is him going inside his house again. The place a snowman, originally that was part of the Christmas stuff, but then they made it permanent and to go alongside the Beware the Snowman update. And then they screwed it up by making it only unique during the update. So then they were like, oops, gotta refix that. You know, kind of like the same thing with the fall trees, and then turn that premium, which is kind of crap. You know, maybe next time don't, you know, do this stuff again. I don't know. I'm just saying, you know, for next time, maybe don't do that. But let's continue with his ramble.
Christmas is a commercial farce dressed up as tradition. I'm not falling for it anymore. Normal people sleepwalk through it like zombies, buying presents, following the preset rules. Now that I'm outside the system, everything's clear. I understand what Christmas is all about. It's about money, ego, and ambition. But what about me? What about my ambitions right now? Why should I become Santa? I'm better than Santa. Santa should become me.
And this is where I joked about him becoming the Joker all of a sudden.
I'm just a nice guy that's been pushed around too much by this world. If the world thinks I'm a bad person, then I might as well become one.
I may as well go all out. I'll go berserk on this world. For real. I'll show them horror. I'll show them all how real Santa Claus is.
You want to hear a joke? What do you get when you have a mentally ill person, when society abandons them and treats them like trash? I'll tell you what you get. You get a stern talking to. I butchered that quote so long, but that became a meme within itself because people kept on using it. They get what they deserve, indeed. Alright, now we got the Santa throne, and now we're going to summon the man himself, the Fat Man. The man of the hour. By the way, Santa Claus looked a lot different before the Coca-Cola company came along, and then they branded and go like, hey, look, this is Santa Claus. And ever since then, Santa has... If you ever wonder why Santa is like red and white, that's why. Because Coca-Cola ended up making an image promotion for their Coke products, and then they're like, hey, you know, that Santa looks pretty good. We're gonna just we're gonna borrow him. You know, you're supposed to represent commercialism, so why not, right? But no, like the traditional for the whole Santa Claus mythos, it's supposed to be more or less the whole, oh yeah, you give and care. Oh yeah, I love this too, by the way. They include this animation. Oh yeah, rock and roll Santa Claus. Oh yeah, you play that bass. I bet that's cool, kill slick lines, man. Man, I still can't believe I ended up doing this. When I talk about my update, I'll talk about this. The reason why I kind of said, hey, maybe have Rock and Roll Santa be a thing is because partially, I think I mentioned this, but I'm gonna quote this again, just in case. Partially, there was supposed to be a story where Kris decides to do a Santa Claus job for Reggie, but at first Reggie didn't, like, you know, you're gonna promote the shop, and he's like, oh, okay. And this was when he realized, oh wait, you're promoting it as Santa? Yeah, you're fired, right? So then he gets upset by this, and then I guess he ends up, I don't know what was the story originally gonna be, but I think he decides to, as his Santa persona scary thing, decides to do a rock out thing with his bass, and then that was when he kind of had this realization of, like, hey, maybe I am like Santa Claus, and maybe I can be I can be a rock star and then also do this at the same time. Very weird, I know. I'm glad that didn't come into the game. It was on the cutting room floor, but don't worry, I have more of them to come when I do the revisit special for, you know.
You're all been bad people. Take this coal and shove it down your throats.
Oh, hey, Kris, what's up?
I am not Kris. I'm Santa Claus, and I will take you down, just like I was taken down.
Ah! It's the crazy Santa! Run!
Even I'm scared of him now. Ah!
Kris has finally snapped, and now no one can stop him. Ha 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 ha!
He is now a normal citizen within HorrorTown. Mentally crazy? Yeah, yes please. That's the type of crazy we like in this town. We want people to get scared. Yeah, and you can't have a normal Christmas in HorrorTown. Are you kidding me? It has to be spooky. Yeah, so the Jingle Bell Rock thing. I decided to do this again. I don't know why. Maybe I'm so obsessed over this whole animation, but there you go. Not the inflatable Blastoape. I'm going to have to talk about him later on. Yeah, so let's summon this and kind of look at the Christmas present stuff, and oh great, I love that. Yeah, so here's no, please, just looking at the presents, and oh dear. Yeah, so we got Santa throwing his bag on people. We got the presents trying to eat everybody, and yeah, it's weird, especially since I know the heart attack backpack was a thing in the Shop Till You Drop Dead book, but it ended up making the way they made it look like it was a knockoff to the presents, and I know that's kind of sucky to see, but you know, it's whatever. It's the 2.0 version of them. You know, that would have been interesting to see if that was the case, but whatever. So they're closer up to Santa Claus, and then the presents are doing their thing with tongue licking and acting like a spider. I actually think this was a clever way for the team to originally do this story. This is the one thing I love about this game, is the fact that they kind of take the story from like the book, and then they kind of turn it into their own thing to try to make it unique and blend in with the whole narrative altogether. And just this whole ideology of like where everything came from. So again, just wanted to show a quick picture close up to the presents in case you're curious. I think I've done this many times before, but you know, never hurt to show it again. And yeah, we're done with that. So that was Kris's story, and that was a fun little nod back experience. But you're not really too bothered by that. No, you really want to know is the special stuff. Yes, the thing that I have not touched since 2018. We're going back into that, the back from the past, you know, and all that said and more. So what I'm going to do now is that eventually the pack did show up. However, before I showed you the pack I got, I'm going to show you this one right here. This is the pack that came originally if you never bought the thing. And this is what it came with. It came with the unique thing you need, which is the craft shop, the closet abode, the Santa's throne, and all this other cool items here. Now what's interesting about the closet abode and things of that nature is, and by the way, weird that the Christmas trees are like looking like they're decorated for Halloween, but I digress. Yeah, and some of these items are like unique that you can buy within the event at the time, but not all of them. So that's kind of odd, but you know, whatever, it's neither here or there. And yeah, now we get to the fun part. Now we get to revise the old Christmas spirit again. Now we're gonna take 2018 cringy grim talking to actually have better voice acting and better narration. So let's go ahead and jump right into the gameplay. So around December 20th, I finally got this bundle to appear. Now, I think originally why this didn't show up was because there was an error when it came to buying my event. Apparently my event kept on popping in again despite buying it. So I was like, oh, hold on a second, why is this happening? And then they had to fix it, and yeah, that was fun. So before they ended up leaving for the holidays, they ended up fixing that, so that's great. So yeah, anyways, this is the pack in question. This was taken when Piccolo came into play. Anyways, we've got all this stuff here. Now it says I have a unique item, and this is the bug that comes into the game. Apparently they gave me another one despite not needing it, so I had to basically tell them, can you get this, can you remove this out of my account? But anyways,
Santa's helpers. Just like anywhere else, Christmas in HorrorTown is a time of joy, love, and cheer.
Not if I can help it, Curly. I'll make sure this Christmas is full of terror, fear, and goosebumps. Lucy, hurry up! The new Christmas toy shop is about to open!
I'm coming. I heard they even have a tree made of Christmas presents. Let's go look. Hello, kids. Do you mind helping us out this Christmas? If the town's mayor's asking us, then the answer's yes. Tell us what we can do.
alright, place Santa's toy craft, which is the only thing I need. To place the Christmas sprout, which has already been done, and some stuff, because it's from the previous update. Now, what's interesting about this, and the one thing I'm going to give this the team credit for back in the day, is the fact that they were able to kind of craft these items. Oh, yeah, there's the glitch. Yeah, I already got my tree, so I don't need another one. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, I think we got a bug. Yeah, there it is. Free gift. Some of them were glitch, and I ended up fixing this problem. But whatever. But what was I saying before I was rambling on here for some... Oh, yeah, and there's the one for the Make a Monster, which I will get to that in its own video. But, yeah, about this whole Christmas thing. I really do like how they've ended up making the craft situation and the event to kind of mix with the whole story element. Like, they actually went ahead and said, oh, we need these items. Like, oh, I want to get this new toy from this toy shop. In order to get it, we need to get some unique items in order for them to make it. And I'm just like, oh, that's kind of clever to do. Like, you kind of put in the mechanics of the game inside the story. So it's like, oh, clever. Clever. I really do like that. That is very nice. Oh, yeah, and I guess this was after when I got the grand prize. So, that really late into the game. But you don't care about that. Nah, let's just go ahead and place this down and continue with the quest. So this will be Santa Christmas Town.
Thank you, children. The snowmen you've made are giving the town the Christmas feel we all love. Making snowmen is easy for someone as cool as me.
By the way, Miss Mayor, what is this little tree sprout? Are you growing some potted plants?
You may not believe it, but this little sprout is going to grow into a magnificent Christmas tree. Apparently, it's a unique species that grows into monstrous size at an incredible speed.
Wow, I can't wait to see it. I mean, nothing could go wrong with a mutant plant, right?
Oh, naive young Lucy back then didn't know any better. But let's take a look at this new book and read its description. So let's do that right about now. Attack of the Christmas Presents. There's a Claus in town, but he's no Santa. Don't let him get under your tree. Yeah, so that's a good introduction. It's level 12, by the way, in order to get this, so that's quite interesting. Anyways, whoever's put these presents under trees have no merry spirit. While neighbors are totally jolly around the holidays, these cursed presents are sewn up in every house. Seems like they won't wait until Christmas Eve to be opened. Since they're opening up themselves... Oh, spooky. I gotta love the whole synopsis to this whole thing, the prize in order to win this game. It's weird because it only falls through the Attack of the Christmas Present story. It does kind of branch out later. It doesn't count as those, so that's kind of odd. And yeah, of course, the present tree, which they mentioned in the story, is the grand prize, which was the grand prize back in the event today. So that's kind of cool to see them do that, and I'm going to show it off up here. I think it's a bit... The one they give you in the game is a lot different than the one you get during back then, which I'm going to show off. I think one of them was actually just a decoration, while the other one is actually a scare deco. So, very weird.
Dustin, did you know everything in this new toy shop is free? Isn't that amazing?
Really? You mean really and truly free? No strings attached?
Well, you do need to provide the necessary materials. Then they'll craft whatever you want.
Huh. So what do we need if we want to make something really cool?
Let's find out.
Alright, so place ribbons and a bow shop, obtain some colored ribbons, and get some blocks. Good old blocks. Because why not? Yeah, so now we got some new quests for Dustin, Lucy, and the other crew. You know, like you usually do now. Which is interesting to see this being a thing back in the day. But yeah, we're gonna show him throwing snowballs. Because, yeah, that's something we never got to see before. Also, I very much apologize for that. I feel like we're getting to the point where I'm going to be doing this a bunch of times. So, again, apologies. I tend not to want to try to do that, but hey, you can't help me. Sometimes, you know, can't really do that. Oh, and drink marshmallow surprise. Can't wait to... Oh, that story, man. You gotta love the twist they decided to make. Again, this is one of the reasons why a lot of people like this game. People quote-unquote game, is because of the story and how they kind of craft everything and the characters they introduce is kind of clever, and being involved within this community was actually fun too. I do hope that it does come back, but I'm having to. What sucks is that there's no relief period. There's no like, oh, it's never coming back, so you need to accept and move on. No, it's this, oh, maybe it will come back. You don't know. It's like, come on, stop playing with me. Just tell me a yes or no. But, I digress. It's whatever. But, yeah, we got this stuff ready to go, so let's continue with this story, shall we?
Isn't that everything we need to make an awesome present?
Yep, took a bit of time, but we have everything now. Let's go make our present.
These children seem very interested in this toy shop. I better see what's up. If there's something I can subvert to make a sloppy kind of Christmas, I'm all in.
Something I'll also mention too about the Christmas tree, this was the whole gimmick of like, oh, evolve by adding stuff to it. That kind of mechanic. What's interesting about that whole thing, though, with the Christmas tree debacle, is what's bizarre about it is they don't really tell you what is it. Like, they kind of go, it sounds like monster blood, which doesn't exist yet, and we kind of changed the story on how that was there. And then there was like, well, and then there's also, alien blobs, which turned out to be very disappointing. And what was the other thing? Oh, yeah. If anything, I think Dr. Brew had something to do with that. Maybe he gave it to the plant too. Like, the mayor's like, oh, I have this thing. Maybe you should do it. Okay, and then it turned into this monster tree. Mind you, the monster tree doesn't look like it wants to do anything besides looking creepy, so... And it comes pre-lit, so that's kind of cool.
Hi, we're here to make a gift box you shown in the display window.
Wait, we are making a box? I thought we were making something cool.
It's not just a regular box, Dustin. It's a puzzle box. You can only open it by sliding it the right way.
Oh, hey kids. Good to see you here. Do you mind helping me a bit again?
Sure, Miss Mayor. What do you need?
Back in the day when the mayor was actually nice and not crazy, or becoming a monster within the truck by stealing shocks. And it's so great to revisit stuff again and going, yes, look how much has changed. Oh boy, man, this Christmas was not really that spooky, was it? I feel like this recent one, the one with Susie, I think that's the real spooky one, because she has OG powers to make anybody go all like goo and going like, oh yes, I love Christmas. And it's just the only good thing about her, that the reason why she's not too bad, is because, well, it's just Christmas and it's whatever. I'm interested to see, I guess I get it why too, by the way, because there's like other holidays in this season, like, there's Hanukkah, there's Kwanzaa, there's other holidays that falls in winter too, like Chinese New Year is more of a February thing, but they kind of wrap it in there as well. But the weird thing about it is, I think the reason why Christmas has been so heavily marketed, in especially most places, is because of as Kris said, it's because of commercialism. It makes sense for companies to kind of advertise it because, hey, they get money, they get their business to thrive if they do that. So, it just makes sense. But I just wanted to show the haunted gift. I wonder why there's two of these here. It's very weird. They end up fixing it, I think, by the way. And they gave us they kept the one creepy one that was actually very easy to get, rather than the one that's very hard to get. This is an animation she does, by the way, exclusive to this one, which is her singing carols, which is actually kind of lovely. I do like that. Again, some of the animations they do with this is nice. They've kind of make it make sense to the whole lore of things. Oh yeah, and also Slappy had two animations, by the way. One of them with him laughing on the Christmas present, but unfortunately he only has the one which is steal Christmas presents, which is, let me go and zoom in here. So this is him with this stealing Christmas presents, which is literally him walking around with a little Santa hat, and him carrying with a little red present with him, which he's not really stealing it. It looks like he's about to give it to somebody. He's that special S character that's currently planning something nefarious, and later on in the story. And as I mentioned before, we're gonna find out why and how Kris lost his job.
This box looks really nice. I like the design.
Okay, Lucy. Now it's my turn to choose a present to make.
Sir Dustin, go ahead. It's only fair that you choose next.
We should try to have them make a music box. I think that'll make a nice present.
Mind you, when I said that, I meant, like, not now, but, like, if soon.
Hey, Lucy, did you go to Santa's throne yet?
I haven't had time yet, Dustin. Do you want to go later?
Sure thing. I want to ask for the latest video game console.
And here I was thinking you were acting grown up by making a music box.
Alright, get some blocks, get some jingle bells, and place Christmas present lights, which has already been done, because, you know, as a OG master player who likes collecting everything, I already got all this stuff. Speaking of which, currently right now they're just doing these bundle deals for July, and we're moving into August and the other end of the years, and that's when we're going to get to the special things that I'm really waiting for. And that is the scenes from past events that has not yet made an appearance into the game as sold items. When I feel like that gets in, then it's going to be like, oh my god, guys, come and buy stuff. And then all of a sudden the price will just go woof up, maybe. That would actually be fun to see. The only time I actually saw during this year that any price went up high was during April. I'm not sure why that is, by the way. I mean, I know I did buy one of the bundles because I missed the Egg Zeppelin, but I don't know why April became one of those, let me buy something, you know. But I guess people had their reasonings. But the other months so far has been kind of really slow. And that's mostly because of the whole thing we have going on right now, which, you know. I'm hoping to get some confirmation soon. I have heard some things. I think they have just kind of finished their... there might be... I have rumors that I think they finished their negotiation period and now it's more in Pixowl's court where they're debating whether or not they should continue it with what they've gotten. Because, you know, Scholastic is... You have to understand, too, Scholastic has no problems. It's like, oh, you want to make a game like that? Yeah, sure, whatever. So long as you can pay us royalties and whatnot, right? They don't care. They don't care. The quality control for Goosebumps licensing, look at the games they have released as of late. Like, Dead of Night. No problems with Dead of Night, mind you, but it's just like, oh... Whatever. Oh, yeah, and by the way, Marty only goes ahead and bullies Mrs. Marr in this animation, so... Yeah... So, yeah, he's gonna pick on Mrs. Marr now. Man, what a character this man is. We need to hide Mrs. Marr to do something. Yeah, we're gonna have her marshmallow surprise, so Marty cannot hurt her anymore. So now he's gonna wander aimlessly, trying to find Mrs. Marr, but he will never do. Also, by the way, he's just up there. I don't know why Mr. Piccolo's way up there, but whatever. Man, it's been a while. It's been like almost half a year since this update passed. I'm surprised I got the grand prize before I actually finished the quest line, so... Man, it's been a while. I can't even recall this, so... you learn some things.
Alright, we have what we need. Let's go check on Santa. He's over there talking with some kids.
Ho ho ho! Who do we have here? Have you been good this year?
Ah! What's up with this Santa?
I don't know. He looks really worn down. Or something, though.
Ho ho ho! Are you two a little pair of lost elven helpers?
No, Mr. Claus. We're just a couple of kids running away from you.
More context with Santa's helpers. Yeah, go watch the other video.
Jeez, Dustin. I've never seen you that scared of a human before.
Come on, Lucy. That was no Santa. This guy isn't like a normal Santa here. He's an imposter.
Dustin, the only real Santa is the one that brings presents on Christmas. These mall Santas are all fake.
Nonsense. Some of them are the real deal. I'm sure. Well, pretty sure anyways.
Shall we investigate him then? I've been itching to do some detective work anyways.
No more investigating. Let's just get our music box.
That Santa is really sus. Get some music bell boxes and get some throw snowballs again. Some interesting things I wanted to point out as of late as well. I guess a Christmas present to myself. I've decided to upgrade my PC, so I've now gotten a new PC to kind of standardize what's going on now. And it's a pretty beefy boy, I have to say. Calling it the Pride Box because it's really colorful and all that stuff, so all the bells and whistles. And my hopes is I would finally get able to kind of fix some stuff there, so that way, maybe in the future, I might be able to stream games like these live. So I guess that would be something that most people would like to probably see, but, well, I have to play around and find out what goes on here.
Hey, this toy shop isn't bad. You have to work a bit for it, but you'll end up with some great stuff.
Well, if it isn't a pair of renegade elves, are you still shrinking your work-making toys?
Ma! Where did he come from?
Ho, you should be scared. Elves who desert their posts are sentenced to 18-hour days for 5 years.
Wow, mister. You really are the worst Santa. I'm gonna report you to the store manager.
Wait, I was kidding. Don't do that. Come back. It was just a little joke.
And just like that, Kris lost his job because Lucy was bringing out her inner Karen. You go, girl. Oh.
Attack of the Christmas presents.
Wow, Lucy. That was incredible. You really handled that creep.
Look, we've handled real monsters before. Some guy dressed in a Santa suit is nothing to be afraid of.
I am suddenly gaining real respect for you.
Besides, he reminds me of you, Dustin.
And just as suddenly, that respect is gone.
That was a joke, Dustin. Come on, let's try to make some more toys in the shop.
Yeah, so that's funny. Yes, it reminds me of you, Dustin, because you also are worn down. Oh, dear. Yeah, I wonder if that whole making Kris lose his job is gonna bite everyone in the butt. Methinks yes, and we're gonna find out why. Because a particular dummy decides to go, I think I have my master plan ready. I just have to find out what I was going to do, but now I have that knowledge. So, a lot of things. I'm actually it's kind of funny watching this replay of this storyline and thinking how in the beginning of the story it was just like Dustin and Lucy were like enemies. It's like, you that stinky, ew, girls, that type of thing. But then they just became friends after that. They're just like, okay. It's basically the Bart-Lisa approach. You know what I mean? They got the smarty pants, and then you got the bad boy, quote unquote, that's not really bad. Like, I joked about that back when I was doing the Grim plays of Goosebumps HorrorTown to catch up with the things I missed. But no, that's legit. Like, Bart is Dustin, Lisa's Lucy, and then Marty is Nelson.
Look, Dustin, someone else is in the line at the shop. It's Seder.
Oh, hello, kids. What's up?
Mr. Seder, aren't you a little old for toys?
You're never too old for toys. Besides, they're free. I can't resist a parking like that.
They're not completely free, though. You have to bring materials for the items.
Wait, you have to work for it? That's false advertising.
Why didn't I think of that? Says the Shady Ponds man.
So what toy do you want to get from the shop, Seder?
Isn't it obvious? The best one, the Robo-Pet. I bet I could sell it for a lot of money.
That's the one we want, too. They're only making a limited amount because they're really special.
Limited and special? Now I really want to sell. I mean get one.
Speaking of special, do you check out the Christmas tree? It's growing crazy fast.
Really? How interesting. I guess I wasn't paying much attention to it.
I, for one, have not noticed the tree growing because it has already grown. It has not been able to confirm itself to grow. So, yeah, it's already completed its growth. So, that whole, it's evolving kind of thing is not really very much a pro. By the way, in order to have it grow, you have to pay it money. Like, now, back then it was like you have to give it the event currency, but now it's like, give me money. Lots of money. Give me all the money you got. And back when I was still like not like 100,000 coins was like, ooh, that's way too much. Right now it's like, no, that's nothing. But back then, ooh boy, that was too much. And then, you know, every time you evolve it, the more special items you get, and it's like, it's interesting at like a nice reward payout kind of deal. But it was like, it's tedious. It was really tedious. And then we got the light shop going on here, so that's nice. And we got this. Yay, thumbs up. So, I'm glad that's a thumbs up by Curly, I guess. Righty-o. So, I guess we're now waiting on for one last thing before we can continue this. And I think it's basically loading up the unlocking Dustin to finish his task so that we can continue on with the quests. And then, finish off with this video because we're going to come close to the halfway point, what you call the attentions that are going to be rising after this point, the page turner.
This Christmas tree is unusual. I smell a unique fertilizer. Maybe monster blood, or some of the alien law. Regardless, the presents here will serve me well. People will be shocked when they come to life. Between this monstrous tree and the surprise gifts, this Christmas might not turn out so bad after all.
Oh no, Slappy has some devious plans up his sleeves. And unfortunately it has to do with our good old pal Kris here. And so let's find out if this is the tree in question. Look at this big boy. Man, I didn't actually fully complete it when it finally came out. I only did it after the fact. So, yeah, that was interesting.
Those brats made me lose my job. I didn't enjoy the job since I hate children. But that's besides the point. I should take revenge on them. It's only a matter of figuring out how.
I might be able to help you with that, Kris.
What the? A talking dummy? That's crazy. And how does it know my name?
Calm down, Kris. You're no Santa. You truly loathe Christmas. Join me. We can spread terror together.
Yes, you're right. I don't like Christmas at all. All the fuss about presents. I hate it. What's your plan?
Alright, so now we gotta do wooden pets, wrap Christmas presents at home for Lucy, and then we're done. So, yes, this is where we're gonna end our video very soon after this part here. And in the next few parts is we're gonna find out exactly what Kris and Slappy has in plan. And unless you've played through this event before or watched my videos, you pretty much know exactly what's going to happen. But we like to pretend as if we don't know because, oh my god, oh no guys, what's going to happen? Oh, you know, revisiting back. But that's neither here or there. But we got some nice Christmas decorations of elves that actually is based off of real life decorations you could have gotten on your home lawn. So that's nice, the elves and stocking decoration. But yeah, that's it from me. So, what do you think is so far with this update? Certainly a lot of things are going on, and we've recently looked into Kris's life and his reasoning why he hates kids, probably because of what had just happened to him. But yeah, that's neither here or there. Let's find out what happens with the presents next video. So I've been Grim, and I'll be seeing you next time for some more HorrorTown. Until then, have a happy holidays.